So if you've known us for a little while, you've probably noticed a shift, not just in our name, but in how we show up today. Today, I want to let you in on a behind the scenes conversation and kind of share with you a little bit about the rebrand from Yokel Local to MindShift Digital. Not as a press release, but more like a tableside conversation. And this is for you if you're a client of ours, been a client of ours, known us for many, many years, or for those of you meeting us for the first time today. My name is Daryl Evans. I'm the founder of MindShift Digital, co-founder of Yokel Local, and welcome to the MindShift podcast. Yokel Local was started in 2011. A shout out to Stormy Andrews, founder of Yokel Local and longtime friend of mine, who has moved on to bigger and better things in his entrepreneurial journey. But when we started the company, we were in, those of you might remember, this sort of thing called a recession. Back in the real estate collapse back in 2008, 9, 10, 11. When we got started, we had a very important mission to help local businesses build and grow an online presence and grow their businesses online. Now, you think 15 years later almost how distant we are from that particular economic event, and it isn't that we have stopped servicing local businesses. But along the way, the market grew, the market changed, the needs of businesses changed. And many of you don't know, but in 2013, we began moving away from just servicing local businesses with local SEO, the Google Map Pack, Google Business Profile. Google changes the name 1,000 times, but back then it was called Google Business. Google My Business is what it was called. Now it's called Google Business Profile. That was our primary service, primary offering back then, along with website design and optimization, and we were also doing video marketing. Well, in the last 5 to 8 years, we have seen a continuation of this evolution of the buyer's journey across multiple channels. And while internally we made those adjustments, internally we became a HubSpot partner back in 2015. So we had full funnel attribution for our clients. So the question comes up is, do we just work with local businesses? Did we just work with local businesses? And in the beginning, yes, there was a time period, and it's a philosophy we believe in, and that has to do with how we think about buyer personas. We have to be very specific about who our market is and who we're speaking to. We talk a lot about this in our campaign structures, but as time goes on, after you get into your one niche market, when you start to expand, it just turns out that sometimes the name can get in the way. And over the last 5 years, especially in this day of AI and client sophistication and client needs and multi-channel, omni-channel marketing, as well as our own internal growth strategically and tactically, it became time to change the name because the old name became a bit of a constraint. We realized that not only were we hindering our ability to connect with our right mid-market companies and our right accelerated growth companies, but we were also realizing that the work that we had done had transformed far beyond that of what local SEO and local marketing would present. Now, behind the scenes, we've been doing this for 7 or 8 years, but now it's time to officially pivot, and that's why we are today MindShift Digital. Now, the philosophy behind MindShift will come as a bit of a surprise. It wasn't just something that I made up overnight. In fact, MindShift is something that it truly means something deep down and rooted in my fiber of being. And it really came from one of my life events, one of my difficult life events, one that has shaped me as a human, not just as a business owner, a CEO, or an entrepreneur. That came later, but as a father and as a man who had to come to grips with the shifting of his mind of what it was going to mean to be a father back in 2000, back in 1998, 99, 2000. And I won't get into that deep story. I've talked about that on the podcast. You can go back to episode 1 if you're new here. But MindShift has been with me for 25 years. And the thing that's interesting is when I think about this disruptive time that we're in right now, in order for businesses to survive and navigate and shift and pivot into a growth mindset today with everything going on with AI, it's going to require that you shift your thinking. You have to do what we say, which is to shift your mind so you can shift your results. You know, one of the important lessons I've heard over the years from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I've adopted it over the years, and that is If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so when we think about this shift going on right now in this marketplace, what we're shifting in our agency, what we're shifting with our relationship with our clients, is we are challenged, all of us, to adopt and embrace. While we may not understand, while we may not like, while we might not feel comfortable, we have to adopt and embrace this evolutionary shift, which is happening right before our eyes, right now, today. So what's evolving for us? Our branding. Obviously, that's pretty straightforward. But what's really evolved over the last 2.5 to 3 years is the sophistication of the services that we provide and the solutions that we deliver for our clients. We're not just delivering the same old services that you think about in digital marketing. The tactical things happen, but we've really elevated our work and trying to make sure that every single thing we've done has started from a strategic mindset first. Now, this has been the way we've operated, but it hasn't necessarily shown up on the front end. It's always happened in the boardroom. It's always happened in our all hands. It's always happened in our strategy war room, if you will. And we believe, and we've done so for many, many years, that tactics before strategy is the noise before defeat. Well, we have new frameworks, and more importantly, today, we have integrated almost everything we do in some way with AI, thanks to the adoption of ChatGPT in December of 2022. That became the beginning of when we really knew that our name needed to change. But as with anything, you don't do things haphazardly. You don't do things in a vacuum. You do things with strategy, with thoughtfulness, and with decisiveness. And today, I'm happy to let you know that what worked in the past is now time to say goodbye to the future. And it's time to level up. Those of you who are clients of ours, those of you who are friends of ours, those of you who have followed us online for many, many years, listened to the podcast, been to our live seminars, been to our workshops, our digital growth boot camps, our 2.5-day in-person retreats, if you will, we honor and thank you for investing that time with us. But what's interesting right now is we have a brand new, fully built 2025 and forward growth playbook. It doesn't erase what we've done, it just amplifies what we've done. Number two, we've developed a new diagnostic process so that we can really figure out what's going on with your business quickly and really figure out what's the right solution for you to pick up and accelerate your results today. We've also developed a brand new Inner Circle program, a coaching program, if you will, I call it a coaching plus implementation and community program, so that those of you who are maybe not ready for agency yet, not ready for our full service offerings, you can still be guided on the right strategy and the right plans and the right playbooks and the right processes to run your marketing yourself. And of course, the evolution of this podcast. I mean, we're at 343 episodes, I think, today, and we have interviewed some amazing people over the years, and you've also heard from me over the years, and there's so many more great episodes to come. So here are some questions that I've been receiving privately, so I thought I'd share them with you here because maybe you're wondering them as well. So why now? Why not 2.5 years ago when we first started using AI? Well, right now, I think, again, as I've said before, the name MindShift is important, not just to what we do, but how you, as an owner of a business, especially a 7-figure, 8-figure business, must be thinking about marketing today. Did something go wrong with Yoko? No, nothing went wrong with Yoko. I've been hearing it all the time. Oh, so Stormy left. What happened? No, Stormy wanted to go do his own thing. Stormy and I were great partners for years and years. And without Stormy, we wouldn't have been the Yoko that we became to be. But we want to thank Stormy for all of the work and all of the leadership that he provided our organization. And we wish him well with what all of the things that he's working on. Okay. Are you still a digital marketing agency? Well, of course we're still a digital marketing agency, but we have elevated to more of a strategic advisor and strategic partner along with the tactical digital agency services. Another question, is this just about AI? Yeah, of course it is. What are you thinking? No, it's not just about AI, but let's be clear. AI is in the fabric of everything. Google's using AI, Meta's using AI, Instagram's using AI, your email's using AI, HubSpot's using AI. So yeah, this is about AI, and this is a transformative and transitional period that none of us will escape. So the quickest thing for us all to do is to embrace it, not fight it. So what kind of clients are you looking for right now, right? Our client base has never changed. I will say this. We used to start with a lot of companies who were just getting started. If you think back to 2011, a lot of us were just getting started online. There is a slight change to who we work with today, and that is we have built our sweet spot with companies doing $1 to $10 million, $1 to $20 million. Doesn't mean we don't go above that, doesn't mean we don't work below that, but we want you to know that our playbooks are frameworks and processes that when we install them, they are going to accelerate growth. So it's really important that your business has been established for a while, that it knows how to sell what it sells, that it has a book of business, that you're not hopefully going out of business in the next 6 months. We can't come in and fix that overnight, but we're here to accelerate growth to the next level. And that's the type of client. You have to be committed to digital. You can't just put your toe in the water. You can't just think, oh, I'm gonna write a check and hope for a miracle and a prayer. You've got to be committed, because growing your brand online today requires not just the strategic framework and processes we put in place, but it requires you and your team's commitment, okay? Is this still for small businesses? Are you guys still for small businesses? Yes, we can still help small businesses. That's why we created the Inner Circle. If you're just getting started today, then hiring our agency at 5 figures is going to be a problem for you. There's no sense in stepping through that. But one thing I'm committed to is not letting you have to watch 1,000 YouTube videos, chase the latest guru, or as I was responding to someone the other day, someone said to me, I'm tired of buying everybody's online course and not getting any results. Now I have 2 takes on that. Number 1, why are you buying so many online courses, and why didn't you do the thing the course taught you to do in the first place? Now, I'm not saying someone couldn't have just thrown some course out there, but I am telling you that the vast majority of my time in the last 14, 15 years, talking to business owners who bought online courses, watched YouTube videos, paid for some guru's seminar, the vast majority of the time, they didn't do what the person taught them to do in the first place, but you keep jumping from thing to thing, right? So don't be that person, right? The next question, will your services and pricing change? We have offerings that have always ranged from somewhere in the $2,500 a month range all the way up to 6 figures a year and more, almost to 7. Having said that, your business we will package and produce the right solution for your business. But in theory, we are available to help the vast majority of you at whatever level you're playing at. I won't sugarcoat this. While a lot of our structure and pricing has been able to come down through the power of AI, we are also building tools to amplify and accelerate the results we can deliver with you. There's one thing that's really important to understand, and I want to be very honest and very candid about this, and that is so many times when I hear from business owners like yourself, established business owners, 7-figure, 8-figure business owners, a lot of times you say that the last agency couldn't get the job done, or the last person you hired didn't get the job done. And I get it. There are people that certainly lack skill. There are certainly people who can adapt to the change in the marketplace, but we are all, and I think I'm being very true here, I don't know that anyone knows exactly how all of this AI is going to play out across all of these platforms at the time I'm recording this video. We are all in this together, right? We all got access to ChatGPT at the same time. Google is adapting to it with their Gemini product. Claude is adapting to it with Anthropic. ChatGPT is obviously the front runner and the leader. Don't forget that Bing has their own product in Copilot, and there will likely be others. Perplexity is in the game, right? So we are all in this together. So it's going to take collaboration and connection for us to continue to move results forward. But I can tell you, at MindShift Digital, we don't lose one night of sleep thinking about the old days. Let me be clear. We are here thinking about where we are and where we're going forward, how we're going to help our clients go from where they are, which might be stuck, might be that they elevated and plateaued, it might be that things are falling backwards, but wherever they are, we're not thinking about the days gone by, we're thinking about what it's going to take to power results going forward. So I want to thank you all for spending some time in this video today and share with you this idea that if you're still hesitant to shift into AI, I need you to stop that right now. You've got to get real right now. Gary Vaynerchuk, I got to give credit where credit's due. He said on a video or podcast not long ago that technology has never been defeated. Technology's never been defeated. You know, when we think back to the original cell phones that we used to use, remember those flip phones? Well, let's go back further. Remember the brick phone? And then we had those pagers, sky pagers, and then we got the phones where you could flip them up. Then came along this little Palm Pilot device where you could type on it like a notepad. Then all of a sudden it turned into a BlackBerry. Then came out the iPhone in 2007. There was an iPod along the way that took music from the way it used to be to being 1,000 songs on one device. The iPhone comes out and it's basically a computer. And we are just continuing to see this evolution. So no matter where you are in your industry, there is someone or something that's trying to take you out. It's our job to work together so that you become the front runner. You become the person who's leading the industry and leading the pack. And maybe you've been leading the pack, but now you're not feeling it as much. So it's going to take a shift. It's going to take us all understanding what we said before, which is to shift your mind so you can shift your results. And that's going to be from the top all the way down. And I get it. Everyone's a little concerned. We got all kinds of things going on geopolitically right now. We got things going on with Google and Meta and all the ad platforms, and everything is changing. So what? That's how life works. I hate to say it, but so what? We got to get to work, okay? So if you're ready to roll up your sleeves, we're here for you. I want to thank you if you've spent the time through this video. If you're a friend of ours, thank you. Just continue to be plugged in on our email list. We're going to continue to share with you the things we're doing behind the scenes, the frameworks, the processes, all of our AI chatbots, all of the things that we're trying to put into the market to help you accelerate your results. If you're brand new here for the first time, welcome. I'd hope you hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. We are committed to continuing to show up at the highest level is what I want to communicate with you right now. We are here to help you deliver results, to help you drive brand awareness, to drive visibility online, to drive high quality leads to your sales team, and to help you grow revenue. For good businesses who are intelligent, who are smart, who are excellent at what they do, and who want to impact the world. That's who we really help. It's not about how big or small your company is, but if you're just trying to put some quick win in the market, that's not who we help. We're here to help market leaders. We're here to help people dominate. We're here to help you regain or reclaim the leadership in your industry that you may have once had that may have slipped away. So if anything I've shared with you today struck a chord and you want to learn more, you want to ask us any questions, what I'd first encourage you to do is to download our brand newly revised growth marketing framework, and you can do that at mindshiftdigital.co/framework. That's going to be a free PDF download that has been updated. I think it's 52 pages. I'm not saying it because it's so large, but we've got graphics and images and all kinds of good stuff in there, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So if you'd like to download that, head over to mindshiftdigital.co/framework or click the link somewhere around this video, and I'll see you next time.